Welcome back, Aspen viewers. We are happy to have you with us on this episode of Aspen Uprooted. As you will notice, we are suited up today for our special guest, Ben Thomas from Northwestern Mutual. You are a financial advisor. Is that the official lingo?
It's the official term.
He takes all your money, puts it in a mattress, jumps on it, and then makes you more money with that money. So, the best type of person to know. Ben, thanks for being on the show.
Absolutely happy to be here. Thank you for
Tell
having me.
us a little bit about yourself, how you got into the financial game, your background, all that fun stuff.
Right on. So grew up in Maryland, left there when I was 19, joined the military, did that for 20 years, traveled around. Everything you think of when you think of that. At the end of that, had to figure out what I was going to be when I grew up, what my real job was going to be. While I was in the military, I really came to appreciate, especially the last few years, as I was a lot more experienced, better educated. Leaders started looking to me for recommendations, for advice based on my experience and knowledge. I appreciated that and enjoyed that. Another little bit, I have a very small woodworking business in my garage. What I've learned there is to build heirloom quality furniture that's going to absolutely withstand the test of time. So the wear and tear, everything life is going to throw at it. I build my furniture to withstand that and be ready for it. The more I learned about Northwestern Mutual when I was looking for my next career, the more I saw it as a potential continuation of those two things of becoming an expert at something that people came to me for advice for, and looking at important things and how do we set these things up for the very long term. And the more, once I got started into it, I learned that, it's everything I hoped it would be and just continues to be more and more.
Sure. Awesome. Well, that's quite the backstory. When people think of financial advisors, they think obviously like stocks, bonds, that type of thing. Tell us, what all do you handle at Northwestern Mutual for your clients?
So taking it back a step, the way that we operate is what's called comprehensive financial planning. So it's looking at everything that the individual or the family or the business has going on. And we got fantastic planning software and experience and focus in that space. So underneath that plan, the two key areas that we work in are insurance and investments. Think of it, offense and defense. On the insurance side, life insurance, disability insurance, long-term care insurance, but a little bit of health insurance. The other side of that, so that's the defense side. The other side of that, the offense side, getting your money working for you as efficiently in the market, whether it's a money market account for that safe segment, short-term investments, long-term investments, the right mix, stocks, bonds, other securities like that, whatever it is to meet that need. And importantly, again, going back to the comprehensive financial planning piece, is not just coming up with the solution that's going to work today, but because we have that plan and the modeling and the projections where that individual family is going to be long-term, even potentially multi-generationally, we can get the right product for today that's going to be as efficient as possible for the long term. So it's more than just stocks and bonds, although that is an important part of it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I like how you compared that to your woodworking business. When you're doing that, you said you're building good quality furniture that's going to stand the test of time. I certainly think especially the future, what could come in the future, that's very important for people to have that kind of protection looking forward.
Absolutely. Otherwise, you just throw it all into crypto and ride the wave, right?
Woo!
Yeah.
I got to check on my sheep coin. I'm just kidding. I don't have any of that. Sold it all. Too volatile for me. Too volatile. So we learned you have 4 daughters. What financial advice would you give your daughters, young adults, growing up?
4 kids, 2 daughters, 2 sons.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. You want to redo that?
You have, no. It's one take. It's one and done. That's
Right.
how we do it.
We'll let him be embarrassed.
So 4 kids. My older 2 daughters are doing absolutely incredible at socking away money. They both work. My 18-year-old works full-time. My 16-year-old, 30 plus hours a week. They're both incredibly disciplined at putting away money for whatever it's going to be. At the same time, they're spending, in my opinion, way too much money on coffee, clothes, whatever it is. But we're already working on building the discipline of this is the budget, this is how much we're putting away a rainy day, and future things, and still guilt-free enjoying the money today. Same conversations we have with adults of every age of money for today, for fun, the experiences, all that stuff, but also let's look long-term. The other very important thing that you can do for children is a life insurance policy. In the insurance world, policies are not guaranteed, especially life insurance, disability insurance, that kind of thing. You're not guaranteed access to those policies. You have to go through underwriting. So I'm very convicted that as early as possible, first chance you get, start a policy for that child so that no matter what life throws at them, whatever health glitches may come up, if they're like us, if they put on a couple extra pounds and the underwriting class goes down, we've still got that best policy that we could get locked in, that protection locked in from a very early age. And there's a lot of companies, Northwestern Mutual included, where one of the benefits on that policy is the guaranteed access to additional policies later in life. What that means is you turn 22 in Northwestern Mutual's case, they can get another policy. Guaranteed, zero underwriting. They're just what am I trying to say? Exercising an option. They're just saying, yep, I want that, no matter what's going on with their health. That could be ridiculously powerful. Those are the two things. Learn discipline around money and lock in some protection while you can before life throws things at you.
Yeah. So Ben's taking a shot at our weight, of course. See how you are. See how you are,
I'm
sir.
right there with you, Miles.
Yeah.
I've gained 50 pounds in the last 4 years.
And you still look thin as a rail. But that is important because you get a long-term, like term policy or something like that, like me back when I was thin, and it's super cheap for many, many years.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, definitely important. And a lot of people don't think about life insurance for children because they're like, well, they're kids, they're going to outlive me.
Hopefully.
But you never know. Life happens, and that's what
Absolutely.
insurance is for. So
what would you say is the most rewarding aspect of working at Northwestern Mutual?
The impact that I'm able to have, especially in moments of tumult in the clients' lives, where there's a storm and I can say, all right, I know you, I know your situation, and here's something that we can do. Or here's things that you had the foresight to do in the past that now you're going to benefit from. It's going to come into play. To be there in those situations still gives me goosebumps. Some of the cases I've been able to have positive impact on.
Yeah, and I think that's very important. I always like to check out the websites of the companies that the people we interview work for. And on Northwestern Mutual's website, it says that you guys, you don't judge people when they come into you. So that's good to know that when they're going through those tumultuous periods, maybe it's due to, personal or family strife or whatever, that you're not going to judge them. You're just there to help them and find that security. So that's good to know.
100%. There's actually a guy locally, a friend of mine, said the idea of coming to talk to me about his finances is like walking in and having to pull his pants down because he's just completely vulnerable and exposed of this is everything that I have going on, and he's not happy about where he's at. He feels some shame about it, but
sure,
I've seen it before, and I've got the tools at my disposal to help you get through that more efficiently than you probably would on your own.
Mm-hmm.
he's not talking about me on that one.
I'm not.
It's kind of nice though because your career, what you do for people, you build that strong relationship with them. You get to know intimate details about them, but it's almost like you're their financial therapist. They can come, they can tell you about all their problems, and then you can give them a positive solution, a path moving forward that can get them back on the right track. So
sometimes that's how it works. Yeah. In fact, I've got Nikki on my team. Used to work for one of the mortgage companies in town as a loan originator. So when needed, I can bring her in even to really get deep down into how we're going to repair your credit, how we're going to get you just those foundational things to get you going on a better path. Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely a valuable aspect of your team for sure.
Yep.
And Ben certainly cares about his clients. He's always thinking about ways to help them. He somehow finds a way to always know when I'm on vacation and call me so that he can refer people to me so that we can get them squared away with what they might need. But happy to say, I think I almost always take your phone call. So, because
You absolutely do.
we're about the same. So we care about people. We care about helping them out in their time of need. So appreciate. You're in my BNI group, my referral group, and I think that's a big part of your focus and your job is to have all these connections within the community to where even if it's not benefiting you, you know where to send people to help them out. So I think that really shows how much you care about your clients, and it's not just a paycheck for you, but it's really helping them get their lives on track. So it's really cool.
I mean, in fairness, you've got the same approach. How do I take care of these people if it's not here with me at Aspen?
Yep. So Ben, Northwestern Mutual, credit union philosophy, people helping people.
There you go.
It's all about it.
Absolutely.
Can you share any exciting projects or things coming up with Northwestern Mutual? Yeah, Northwestern Mutual.
First thing comes to mind, just yesterday, just this week, they announced we're Northwestern Mutual. It's a mutual company. Similar to a credit union. What that means is excess operating revenue is returned to the policy owners in the form of a dividend, just like with a federal credit union. Just in the last couple of days, they announced their dividend for this coming year, $8.7 billion. Absolutely highest in the industry, just head and shoulders above the rest. So that's pretty exciting, and we'll get to see how that'll a marginal impact, but over the next decades,
Sure.
it'll be pretty cool to see.
I had no idea what that meant in mutual, how that worked. So I always learn something new on these podcasts. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Did you know that?
Yeah, he had a really cool presentation at our referral group talking about how Northwestern Mutual started way back when. And yeah, you want to go into that a little bit?
That was Preston's presentation.
Same company.
I don't remember the details.
Oh, you worked there longer than him. See, this was supposed to be Ben and Preston, the Northwestern Mutual team, but Preston welcomed a baby into the world, moved to Montana, and so he abandoned us.
Prioritize the
we're left
newborn
with
son
Ben.
over this.
We're left with Ben. Our views are going down as we speak. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, well, what should we talk about then? What is your favorite aspect of your job?
The positive impact that I can have. Whether it's just peace of mind or being there when a claim comes in and seeing that play out, or the one-off situations like my friend with a medical condition.
So if someone wants to get into this career path, what kind of qualities should they have? What would you, how should they prepare themselves to be in this field?
I tell people I'm only still here because I was too dumb to quit when things really started getting very slow. In the statistics I heard are in the financial services industry, there's like a 97% attrition rate at 5 years.
Oh, wow.
In Northwestern Mutual, it's 85% is what our recruiter told me. So the tenacity to stick to it, you have to be able to learn because there's just new stuff coming at you constantly, and
Sure.
and your clients deserve somebody with the ability to give the best advice possible. So tenacity and an open mind,
Sure.
teachable.
And you're dealing with insurance, you're dealing with stock market, so there's a lot of regulations you have to know, a lot of qualifications you have to meet, certifications, all that. How much continuing ed do you have to put in a year, would you guess? I know you travel a lot for that.
I don't know, a couple dozen hours a year. So really not that burdensome if you think about spreading it out over a year.
Besides all the stuff that you're constantly brushing up on, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We always like to ask people too if AI is impacting their business at all. Are you guys using AI to kind of support the tools you use in your business? Has that started to come into play at all?
So I've heard Northwestern Mutual as a company is integrating it into some of their back end stuff. What's cool for me personally as an end user is we just got access to a NM's version of ChatGPT. I think it's called NMGPT. Not sure the licensing or whatever there, but
Sure.
that's saved a lot of time for me, a lot of my written communication. I'll just put it down in Word, move it over there, say make me sound more professional, make this more clear, and then it does a saves me a lot of time. It cranks out a good product.
Yeah.
Then I polish it a little bit from there and do whatever I'm going to do with it. That saves me a significant amount of time.
Yeah. I use it for some of these questions sometimes on the podcast because when I formulate them, it doesn't sound too good. But
Sure.
I'm like you, make me sound smarter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Dan's go-to question is, do you like Star Wars? What's your favorite Star Wars
Yeah.
movie?
You crossed that one out. It said, yeah, he's not going to.
Light side or dark side? You know, all that. I always got to poke fun at him for Star
Oh, yeah.
Wars, even though I'm a Star Wars fan too. So just not as knowledgeable as him.
Sure.
Yeah.
He's an expert.
I'm a geek, man. What can I say? My wife loves me anyway. What do you like to do in your free time when you're not working?
Family's a lot of my time, a lot of my priority. Woodworking
Oh, yeah,
is
sure.
where I find that can be almost meditative often.
Yeah.
Because I'll put a mask on, ear pro, pointing my eyes, eye pro, ear pro, and then just sanding for hours at a time. So just the vibration of the sander, just hours at a time, that gets pretty meditative right there.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Enjoy outdoor activities, hunting, fishing, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So you said heirloom furniture. What do you like to specialize in? What are most of your pieces?
So everybody that wants to dabble in woodworking starts with like cutting boards and cheese boards and charcuterie boards. Guilty, I did that too. Quickly realized that especially if you're going to try to sell them, it's a race to the bottom price wise. So I looked around at what skills do I have, what tools do I have that most people don't, and what am I interested in. From that analysis, I started doing dining room tables and larger, more complex furniture pieces like dressers, credenzas, end tables, that kind of thing, coffee tables. Get a lot of joy out of creating those, a lot of pride in the creation.
Have you dabbled with any of the live edge stuff, epoxy, or is that not your style?
Done both. In fact, on my Facebook page, there's a picture of a live edge dining room table that I made. I use epoxy sparingly. I don't do the epoxy river tables that you see. I'll use it especially like to fill knots and cracks and stuff like that.
Sure.
Just to, as wild or as conservative as I want to be, because you can do whatever color you want. So some of that.
Strengthen the wood.
So if I wanted a custom Star Wars piece of furniture, I could ask you, and you could maybe do that.
Well, I'm going to get in trouble with Lucasfilms on that one for
Oh, that's true.
for licensing, right?
Yeah. Cut that out, Sammy. Cut it out. They can't know.
Well, I'm sure you could get approval, after a few years.
Yeah, Disney's known for that.
Once
Yeah.
they watch this, they'll see what a
Yeah.
great guy he
Sure.
is. They'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we'll let him.
I think they just tried to sue someone for naming their kid Skywalker, didn't they?
I hadn't
Saw
heard
on
that.
the news, yeah.
I
Wouldn't
had not
surprise
heard
me.
that.
I think they got permission in the end, though, so that was good. They didn't have to change his name after they named him his middle name Skywalker.
How can you not name somebody Skywalker, but you can be a Jedi religion?
That's a good question. Yeah, because that's a thing. There are people out
Yeah.
there who, I think last I read, there's I could be way off, but I thought I said it's like 7,000 strong people who profess to be a part of the Jedi religion. Yep.
Hard to follow
Proud
when
member,
the
I'm just
book's burnt up.
Yeah. Sorry to go so off base there from.
We talk about money all day, every day, so we can only talk about money.
We're desperate, man. We want to talk about something else. Just kidding.
Yeah, I've managed to work in woodworking like 3 times now.
Yeah, no.
Guilty.
That's a cool talent to have. Yep.
So, how about some of your travels in the Air Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did I get that right?
You did? Crossed the Atlantic 16 times, deployed 7 different times, got to some really cool experiences getting to travel around Europe. Everybody should see the sunset in the Middle East once. You get a pretty good taste of it here when we got the smoke rolling in really heavy, and the sun looks like just an orange ball or a marble that you could grab. You should see that setting over the Red Sea or the Gulf of Oman. That's pretty cool to see. They bounced me around the U.S. a bunch. Yeah. Got to travel, not as much as some people that spend 4-8 years in Europe or Japan or something like that, but
Sure.
got to see a lot of the world.
When you were in the Middle East, we had a guy when I was in high school that came and talked to us, who was deployed over there. He told us horror stories about the camel spiders. Do you have any horror stories about that, or did you?
Not horror stories. They never bothered me.
Yeah.
No fun stories about camel spiders.
He said that when they were bored, they would just take golf clubs and just, smack them out of the camp, and
Sure.
that was how they entertained.
Things, for the people that don't know, a camel spider, they're like dinner plate size. Not actually a spider though, but yeah. In Kuwait, they have these little lizards. We called them dub-dubs. I don't know what the official name is. Picture a turtle without a shell. Like kind of the beak of a turtle, this size. You could pick them up and handle them. They were fun to play with in Kuwait a little bit. You pour cold water on their back, and they would just arch their back, and they wouldn't move for a while.
So we need to talk about your favorite type of client and who should be seeking you out for your services.
So this is going to sound cheesy, but I enjoy working with anybody that cares, whether they're 16 years old and they just want to get started on the right foot, all the way up through, well into retirement, and they want to make sure that they understand what's going to happen with their estate for the next generation. Happily talk to anybody that cares. Now that being said, where I'm focusing right now is business owners that are 55 plus. I have a designation CEPA, Certified Exit Planning Advisor, that focuses on building the value of the business with special attention paid to the readiness for sale and the attractiveness to the outside buyer. So for that business owner to take the business from maybe you get a multiple of your valuation on the way out the door of a 1, 2, 3, working with them for a few years to get a much higher value from the business and a much higher multiple. So you're talking exponential increase, and then taking them from pre-transition out all the way through retirement. That's incredible multi-generational impact that I can have there. And significant impact for the business owner. Because we all, as business owners, everyone thinks we all believe we're gonna sell our business and ride off into retirement. But the reality is, according to the 2023 national, there's a survey, State of Business Readiness Survey, 70 to 80% of business transitions fail.
Oh, wow.
70 to 80%. Everyone thinks they're going to be that 20 to 30%, but that's not how statistics works. So if I can get in there, help them be more attractive, more ready for sale, that can be absolutely incredible impact.
Very cool. Well, speaking from experience, I know Ben is very low pressure. He's not going to try to talk you into something you don't want to do, but he's there to really sincerely help you and your family plan for the future, take care of your financial needs. If our members would like to employ you for their services, it's a question that we get a lot because we don't have a financial advisor on staff. How can they get a hold of you? What's the best way to reach out to you? Where can they find you? All that good stuff.
Simplest way is Google Ben Thomas, Rapid City, and you'll see my website there, taking the Northwestern Mutual website, and from there we can funnel you in. Either that or give us a call, 605-718-6577, and we'll get you on the calendar. Happy to talk to, again, anybody that cares. If you trust math and dislike taxes, I'm your guy.
I think that's everyone.
Yeah, hopefully.
Pretty inclusive there.
Yeah,
pretty inclusive, yeah.
Everyone. Well, go see Ben. He will make sure you and your family are set up for life. Thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate it. Until next time, remember to like and subscribe, and we will dig up another story from the Grove. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Ben.
Absolutely.
Aspen Uprooted, we're taking it deep.